What is going on, everybody? Welcome into episode 13 of Hi, Nice to Meet You. I am Justin. Uh, Tonight's guest, you can catch this dude on YouTube just like tearing it up with what I think to be the sexiest instrument in the world.
Hey,
Or you can catch him on Silverstein's album. You can catch him on In Bloom with Neck Deep, and he made that song better. It's everybody's favorite saxophonist. Is that the preferred term?
yes, sir.
Perfect. It's Saxl Rose. How you doing, man?
Hey, man, I'm doing great. I'm chilling by the pool right now, just enjoying this nice summer day. Social distancing, of course. You know what I mean? Just out
Yeah.
here living life.
There you go, man. That sounds fantastic. Had a long day
Yeah.
of work. I wish I was chilling by the pool, but
Hey,
I
man.
think I think sitting here doing the podcast is exactly what I needed to kind of end out the day here. A little bit of weed and a little bit of talking, I think is good for me.
Bro, of course. Like, handle your business. Business always comes first. So,
Exactly, man. But cool. So if you're new to the show, this is how it works. Guest comes on. I have 140 questions. They pick 10 numbers between a 1 and 140. I ask the corresponding questions. If conversation breaks off and rolls into something else, it doesn't matter. It's my show. I can do whatever the hell I want. If you want to, we could pick your first number.
cool. I'm gonna go ahead and just start with one, just cause.
All right, sweet. What is your ideal weekend?
My ideal weekend is wake up Saturday, sleep in. You know what I mean? Like, I hate waking up early. Anything before 8 o'clock is early to me. So, wake up around like 10:30 or something like that. Eat some like brunch, I'd say, because breakfast is early. So nice brunch. Work on some music, listen to some music, take a shower, and kick it with some homies. Like, obviously, if it wasn't crazy social distancing, maybe, you know what I mean, some sort of get together. But right now, if I can just kick it with like a homie or two and just have some good conversation, watch a movie or something like that, I'm cool. Sunday, go to church and kick it, record, handle some business. I'm pretty chill, man. Like, I like chilling.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like we live. I mean, like essentially like chill the same. I mean, that's pretty much my idea of a weekend is like have maybe three or four of my boys over, fucking smoke a little bit, and then just like grill.
That's what's up. Grilling is cool.
Like, yeah, that's a fine weekend for me, man. Just little fucking. I love grilling. Just got a brand. My family just actually got me a brand new grill for my birthday this past weekend, so I'm like real fucking excited.
That's what's good.
Yeah. But all right, man, cool. So we could move on to your next one if you want.
All right, I'm gonna go to 140.
140. There we go. What mythical creature would most improve the world if it existed?
Oh man, what mythical creature would improve the world? Damn. I gotta think more, but my initial thought was Pegasus because I think it'd be mad cool to be able to fly around and fly people around, and like he wasn't like an asshole. He was cool. So
Exactly.
that's my initial thoughts. I'm gonna just go with Pegasus. I think that'd be mad cool to just being able to have a horse with wings to just like come outside and ask you how your day's going and then fly you to wherever the fuck you want to go.
Yeah, your answer actually, weirdly enough, is exactly what mine has been. Like the few couple times that this question's come up on the show before, I
Right.
always say fucking winged horses. Everybody would have access to air travel, and like you said, like Pegasus wasn't a dick. Like he just was a horse with wings.
Right. Yeah. Nah, I agree.
Perfect. All right, man. So cool. So we can move on to the next one then.
Okay. Let me think. Let's go with 50. 50's cool.
50. Okay. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done?
Wow. What's the most spontaneous thing I've ever done? Damn, man. It's crazy because like I'm not one of those like type A personalities where like everything has to be planned, but like, oh man, I definitely do enjoy like knowing what I'm about to get into. But
Crave
I
a
would
little
say,
bit of structure.
yeah, a little bit of structure is cool, but I'm a musician at the same time, so fuck the rules. But like,
Exactly. I hear you.
so I don't know if this counts, but this was definitely spontaneous. Just in general, it wasn't like my choice. But I woke up one day, and my dad. I think I was in high school. I was in like ninth grade, and my dad was like, "Hey, just get in the car. We're going somewhere." And I'm like, "All right, cool." And he picks my uncle up, who also plays guitar, who's like incredible. And I'm like, where the fuck are we going? And then they took me to the Experience Hendrix concert, which was like featuring a bunch of dudes who had like performed with Hendrix and like a bunch of crazy, just random musicians, like, and it was like a whole just day of just like everyone performing like his songs and like telling stories and stuff like that. And there's like a meet and greet afterwards. That was pretty spontaneous, and it was like really cool because I was super into Hendrix at the time. So I was like, what the fuck? So yeah, that was cool.
That's fucking sweet, man. That definitely beats mine. I mean, I guess I'd say mine was when my buddy Andy came over from England, and we just said fuck it, and then we went and got mustaches tattooed on the insides of our fingers. That was
Oh,
probably
that is
the
mad.
extent. Yeah, I mean, it was just like, you know what, fuck it. Like, I think the shop closes in an hour and a half. We should probably go now, kind of thing.
Yeah, nah, definitely.
Yeah, I think that would be. I mean, I wouldn't say I crave structure or anything like that, but like, I mean, I don't mind being spontaneous, but it's like spontaneous, like, I don't know, something about me and just like being lazy just like works right now.
Right.
And it's just like, if I can do work, I can do it from home. Like,
Definitely.
That's the way I like to get shit done. But all right, man, cool. So we can move on to the next one.
75.
75. All right. What about the opposite sex confuses you the most?
Oh, what about the opposite sex confuses me the most?
Yeah.
I don't think we have a couple hours to talk, Doug. It's a long list. Bro, oh man, there's a lot that confuses me, but the main thing, oh man. Well, it doesn't confuse me much anymore. I've understood this with age. I remember when I was younger, I'm like, yo, why do girls always have to go to the bathroom in like large groups? Like, you ever wonder why? Like, if you see one girl, she's like, before she'll just go, like a dude, right? If I'm at the bar and I got to go to the bathroom, I don't make an announcement about it. I just get up and go to fuck to the bathroom, and then I'll see everyone when I get back. But girls are always like, hey, you got to go to the bathroom? Because I got to go to the bathroom. And then that'll lead to like a relay of like 3-4 girls all being like, yeah, let's go to the bathroom. And that used to confuse me, but now I get it because peeing with friends in the room is way funnier and cooler than just peeing by yourself. So I think it's
especially
actually
when you're like fucked up too. Like you've been like out drinking.
Yeah. So that used to confuse me, but I support it now, so it's all good. It's all good, ladies.
All right. Well, shout out all the ladies going to the bathroom in packs.
It's a fact. It's a fact. All right.
Man, yeah. I'd say, I mean, for me, what I find most confusing, I don't know. I guess it's like, I don't know if it's like an ingrained need to argue, but like, I don't know what it is about just like, it's fun. It's like a fucking game to them because they know that like, especially when it's someone you're with, they know exactly where to push those buttons to like make you piss, but also make you dumb. So like you can't fucking fight back because you're just like fucking so like blinded by anger. You're just like, I fucking shit,
yeah, man.
Nothing comes out.
I totally understand, and like that's why as I've also gotten older, I've understood why like you see, like my dad, whenever him and my mom do get into it, he just stays quiet the whole time. He never says anything, and I always used to be like, bro, like say something. But now as I get older, I understand that in his mind, it's just like, yo, it's not even. He don't even want to argue, you know what I mean? He just wants it to be over with. So let's just stay quiet and get this out the way.
Yeah, no, man. I mean, I've been married a little over 2 years now, and it's like that's pretty much where you're at. It's just like, all right, cool. Like I'm just gonna shut the fuck up until this is over.
It's a fact.
Perfect, man. All right, cool. We got 6 left, so let's move on to the next one.
Word. I'm 26, so let's go ahead with 26.
26. Oh man. All right. This one's fun. What's your death row meal?
Man, that's great. Damn, this is tough. I would say like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead with like if I just had a real good solid plate of some soul food, like some mac and cheese, some greens, like some real fresh cornbread, some like sweet yams, like a good like lemonade or sweet tea, and maybe like some catfish. I think I'd be cool on that because that's like I don't get to have that often anymore. But whenever I go visit my family in Baltimore, like whenever, like we have like reunions or anything like that, that's always like the food of choice, and I'm always just like, bruh, I love this shit. So it'd probably be that, and you always feel good after eating shit like that. So yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, actually, a new soul food place just opened up like a couple minutes from me, and my wife and I just had them the other day. So shout out Cindy's. Shout out Cindy's. Fucking go to Cindy's.
Right. Shout out Cindy's.
Support local business, man.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I don't know. I'd say right now, like I'm high, so I'm gonna say like a small deep dish pepperoni pizza. And then I was gonna say, let's go with like some seasoned curly fries. Maybe like let's go like Cajun curly fries.
Facts.
And then I think just like a nice polar black cherry seltzer, like a nice like 1 liter black cherry polar seltzer.
Very true. Some good options right there.
I gotta keep bringing up fucking polar seltzer. I've been trying to get sponsored by them since like 2005. Like,
hey man, keep trying. It'll happen, bro. You never know.
Damn. But yeah, perfect, man. All right, cool. So let's move on to the next one then.
Just 69, because it's funny.
Cause nice. What's the most boring superhero you can come up with?
Oh wait, you mean like just make up myself?
Yeah, if you want.
Oh, or a superhero that already exists.
Either or, man. The world is your oyster.
Holy shit. Okay, I'll do both. I think Batman is a pretty boring superhero.
He's just a rich guy with gadgets.
He's a rich guy with gadgets, exactly. He's not really a superhero.
Yeah, no. He's just a guy. He's like a rich dude who can like get his ass kicked and like walk away from it.
Like, if he didn't have his tool belt and he was like in jail, it's over. Like there's nothing he can do. So I think
since Christian Bale's like 5'8".
Yeah, but when he does have all his tools and shit, he's dead nice. So like he's cool, but I feel like most superheroes are cool because they can do what they want. They have the powers to do at any given moment. Where like he doesn't have any real special powers.
Batman can't be a superhero like instantly. He has to be like, yo, hold on, like let me put on my fucking belt first.
Yeah,
it's like Superman can just like, I have laser vision because fuck you. Like it's.
Yeah, he is intelligent, but that's not cool.
Yeah, it's just like but I'm definitely with you that Batman is not a superhero. He's a cool dude and he's rich and good for him, but
yeah,
it's like I mean I guess like technically that would make like Tony Stark not a superhero then, right?
Yeah, but
like the thing keeping him alive, but like I mean
I'm biased.
Really just, like was a.
I'm biased.
Oh,
I feel like. I'm biased because I think Iron Man's my favorite superhero. So I think he's a badass. He's sarcastic. He's like everything that I would want to be if I was a superhero. So
I love Tony Stark. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's the homie.
Word. Yeah, I mean let's most boring superhero. I guess I'm just gonna go with like old reliable.
Okay.
There was one night I was like really overtired and I just like was pitching like superhero movies to Netflix on Twitter. And this was like years ago when it was just like all Netflix wanted to put out was superhero shit. And one of the pitches I came up with, I can't remember the guy's name, so I'm just gonna make up like a new one. But let's say it's like Rudy, and it's Rudy, the only guy who can't die in a car fire, but
right.
Like, he doesn't know he has a superpower because he's never been in a car fire. So like. Right. It's just like a show about a normal guy until maybe at some point in his life he might be in a car fire, but he'll be the only one to live.
That's a fact. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, I'd say that'd be pretty fucking boring.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Perfect, man. All right, cool. Let's move on then.
10.
What fictional character do you relate to most?
Wow, man, these are solid questions.
I put a lot of fucking time into this shit, so I appreciate that.
Oh man, damn, this is crazy. Fictional character that I relate to the most. I would maybe say like my initial thought was Will Smith on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, like not him actually Will Smith, but on the show.
Yeah.
Just because like some of his like we had similar like characteristics, but that was my initial thought. and obviously I just grew up watching him, so like I just related to a lot of stuff that was going on like on the show. I was like, oh yeah, like this should happen to me too. But damn, fiction. I need more time to think about that, man. I don't know. Like I can't even think of anyone other than that off the top of my head.
No, I mean, dude, that's not a bad answer because I mean, for me, I'd say JD from Scrubs. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I've always, I mean, weirdly enough, my first two initials are actually JD, which is like odd, but then it's like, um, I don't know, I just like I just like relate to kind of like how like neurotic and awkward JD always is, and then like he's it's also really hard for him to kind of express himself at times, which is like how I feel like
Right.
I'm not gonna say frequently, but enough to where it's like I watch that show and I'm like, oh hey, they made a show inside my fucking head. Congrats, guys.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Yeah, and then it's
Yeah.
like, plus they just the main was it Zach Braff and Donald Faison. They just started a rewatch podcast too. So shout out, Real Friends, Fake Doctors.
That's a fact. That's a known fact. Oh, you know what? You know, I just thought of, I think Arnold from Hey Arnold. I relate to a lot now
Okay.
because,
Yeah. Also shout out Arnold's room.
bro, I feel like I have a cool room. He has a cool room. He's like, he cares a lot about like his friends, and he's like always trying to do the right thing, even at his own like. Even if people would look at him like some type of way, like he's being like a pansy or something, not like a pansy, but people always look at him like, oh, like you trying to kill the fun, when usually he's just like, nah, yo, I just want everyone to think about what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's just being fucking real.
Yeah, he's a real ass dude. He like looked out. He did like he was cool. Like some girls liked him, but he was never really too pressed over him. Like Arnold was the man.
Yeah, Arnold was smooth as fuck. Like watching that show now, you're just like, damn, this kid's got fucking mad game, and he's like
got game,
13.
Bro. He's got game. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit! All right, man. Shit. Yeah. All right. Cool. So we can move on then. We got 3 left.
3. All right. 100.
Are beliefs and superstitions the same?
I would say no. Yo, my bad. This is mad random. This has nothing to do with the question you asked me. I like paused because like I was looking across the street at like I was just like I'm holding the phone. I'm just like kind of walking around as I'm talking, and like this dude randomly went up to my boy's neighbor's house, and I just saw him like pointing aggressively at her, just like yelling at her real quick. So when you asked me, I was like trying to figure out what the fuck was about to happen, but he walked away, so it's all good now, I guess. Anyway,
all right, cool.
It was just mad random, like
yeah.
Nah, I don't believe that belief and superstition are the same thing, because I feel like superstition is a little bit more of a response to like, or like it can be a justification for certain things, like you know, you knock down you knock over like a salt thing and like throwing it over your bag. It's like a response to like you not wanting like someone being like, yo, it's bad luck, you just had a third, so you react to this situation because you don't even want the possibility of this shit happening, whether it's true or not. I feel like belief is something that you could have. You have like experiences in your own life, or you've been like obviously taught certain things. But like I know with my own personal experience, like I was taught certain things as growing up, but as I got older, I had certain experiences that allowed me to like see like, oh, okay, I experienced this, and there's been so many cases of this upon like the span of my life that this is why I believe what I believe. It has nothing to do with like me just being afraid. I feel like fear is like kind of tied into like superstition. I don't always necessarily think that people believe things because like they're necessarily afraid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, this is always like a weird question for me to answer. Like,
it's a great question.
Like, it's not like a weird question for me to answer. It's just like it's one of those ones where it's like, even when I wrote it down to be on the show, like I thought about it for like 10 minutes. I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I can like articulate a response to such like a weird question.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I'd say I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they're the same thing. I feel like, like you said, superstitions are kind of like acquired. I feel like a lot of beliefs, for at least in my like area, in my growing up, a lot of beliefs, I guess, are kind of instilled. Whereas for me, I feel like superstitions, you just kind of naturally acquire those
Yeah.
over time. It's like you were saying with the salt shaker, like I didn't start doing that shit till I was like 17. Like, and now
Right.
it's just like a natural response. Like, oh fuck, I knocked over the salt. Well, over the left shoulder because that's where the devil looks. And it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not even a religious guy, but I still do that shit. To just that one part of like my brain is just like, you don't just fucking do it. And it's like, you know
Yeah.
what, you're right. And it's like you have to do it.
And I feel like bad luck is also implied when you think about superstition, whereas it's not with a belief. Like, you don't always think of bad luck when you think of belief. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, I don't think those are the. I think people think about superstition. You think of like, I need to do this, that, and the third, or this is causing bad luck, like a cat walking by you, or stepping on a crack, or this, that, like walking under a ladder. Like, that's all bad luck. There's no like positive superstition, I feel like.
Yeah, for me, like weirdly enough, like the whole like step on a crack thing, um, I've I've found myself doing these kind of odd things as I've gotten older. But now, when I step on a sidewalk, if I step on a crack, I have to put my foot on it right where I feel the crack is halfway.
Right.
If for some reason, it's like if I don't do it, I literally will stop and like readjust my foot for a sec just to get that feeling right, and then be like, okay, now things are back to where they're supposed to be, and I'll keep moving. But
100%.
like that's something I just naturally acquired just for no fucking reason at all. It's not because it's like
Yeah.
I don't believe that stepping on this crack in the middle of my foot makes a difference anywhere in the universe except in my little corner of it. So that's my little superstition to have, where it's like if this doesn't feel right, then the day is gonna not feel right.
Right. No, I agree.
So all right, man, cool. We got 2 left.
2 left. I'm gonna go with 139.
139. What part of a kid's movie scarred you?
What part of a kid's movie scarred me?
Yeah.
Damn. What part of a kid's movie? Damn. There was a movie called The Page Master that my brother used to watch all the time. That was lit. And I remember that being kind of scary at some points. Me being like, yo, this shit is crazy. But the one that sticks in my mind the most, I don't want to say the cliche like Lion King when he dies.
Mm-hmm.
But this actually, I don't know if scar's the right word, but this always sticks out of my mind. The part in Toy Story 2 where when they're kind of showing, it's like there's like they're going through all these different shots, and you kind of see Andy gradually losing interest in his toys. Like he's getting older. I remember watching it and like thinking like, damn, like at some point, this is super deep, but like at some point, like obviously everyone goes through that when whatever used to mean a whole lot to you as like a kid, at some point you're gonna grow up and those same things aren't gonna mean really like anything to you. And I think that's really what they were portraying. It was in this case, it was the toys, but like it was really just a thing of Andy growing up and his priorities changing. So I remember watching that and thinking like, damn, I can't, like, that's crazy. Like he all of a sudden, I mean, obviously I was a little bit older at the time, but just the thought of it, like, damn, that's sad. Thinking about it from the fucking toys perspective of like, yo, how come you don't want to play with me anymore? Like that shit's sad. Like,
yeah, no, I hear, dude. Toy Story, like for some reason, especially for like our generation, has just kind of been like one of those films where it's like you just watch it and you're like, man, I fucking loved it, and then like you get towards the end of it and you're like, why is it like this? Like, why does fucking Pixar do this shit? It's like Up, like I fucking love that movie, but fuck that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, oh, it's a super cute love story. She's dead.
Yep, that's it.
Like, it's like the first 8 minutes of the movie.
It's crazy, man.
It's like, what the fuck are you doing? But for me, I'd say the one that scarred me, and I like some of these questions, I feel like I can kind of switch around the answer just to like, because I feel like it.
Right.
This one, I don't think I can, and it's the scene in Neverending Story when the fucking horse dies.
Yeah, yo, that movie is crazy.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. And it's like you watch it as a grown-up now and you're like, what the fuck was I doing at like 9 being like, this is awesome.
Bro,
and
that
then,
movie.
Like, now you watch it and you're like, dude, this movie has like horses die. Like you watch a horse die.
Yeah, like it was sad because he was the homie too. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that was
Artax was the fucking horse's name, and it's like,
yeah, man.
and then it's just like, all right, no, that, and it's like you always think like, no, he'll be fine, he'll come back. It's like, no, 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 no. I mean, mind you, you get upgraded to a fucking dragon, but
yeah, man, it's crazy.
But all right, man, cool. So one more.
All right, so I'm gonna switch this up, and I'm gonna let you choose the last question.
Okay, cool.
If that's cool with you, I felt
no, for sure,
just to show respect.
All right. I try to pick these based on like what I've learned about the person and the amount of time that I've talked to them. So let's go with. Kind of torn between two of these, but I think we'll go with 122. Are there limits? Are there limits to human creativity?
Are there limits to human creativity? Nah, I'm gonna go ahead and say no, because at the end of the day, everything that you see, everything that you use on a daily basis was created by a human. And if you think about it, at some point in time before those things were created, like those things seem like far-fetched ideas. You know what I mean? Like if you were to go back in time and be like, hey, I got this thing called the microwave and like it cooks food super fast, like people way back would be like, what the fuck? Like they probably think you were a witch and try to kill you or some shit. So like,
yeah, I mean, like,
you know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, it's funny. Like, it's like you were saying, like about like, especially when they would like think you're a fucking witch and kill you. It's like,
yeah,
it's crazy to think that like, because I guess essentially that would also be. I don't know if I would call it like a form of creativity, but it's like those fucking memes you see where it's like a picture of someone doing like the thumb trick, and then it's like the church, and it's like the guy looking, and then the last one's like a noose or like a fucking like a witch tied to a bonfire.
Right.
And shit like that.
Yeah.
But oh man. But
yeah, I mean, man. Like I don't feel like there's any limits on it, because like we bro, so many crazy things that we use every day that we don't even think twice about. Like, yo, think about the phones that we're using right now. Me and you wouldn't have been able to even have this conversation right now, but there were people that created the idea behind the phone and created the app and created the like every little thing that allows me and you to have this conversation. So it's like, bro, there really is no limit to this shit. You can literally do anything you want, and that's all I be trying to tell. Like I teach lessons and stuff like that as well, and I just get messages online from like just random people like, oh, yo, like I just started playing and I don't know what to do. Like, how do you do this? And how do you like, what's the answer to like getting noticed and shit like that? And I'm just like, yo, at the end of the day, you just got to do. There's no like, matter of fact, I'll give you a better example. This dude hit me up on Instagram and was like, he said something like, yo, I just would never even think about like putting like saxophone with like, you know, if you think about like Silverstein or any of these bands that you work with, like Neck Deep or whoever the fuck, like I would just never think about putting like the combinations together. But now like it's such like an almost an expected thing. Like we know you're gonna always like pop up with these bands and do this, that, and the third. And I would just never thought about that shit. I'm like, dog, it's because like I don't even believe in like genre is something that we created, and I think it comes into play, you know, with like awards or something like that. But like,
I feel like we just made that so we know how to organize records at a fucking record store.
Yeah, like, but in reality, it doesn't actually exist. Like to me, it's just what's dope and what's like not dope to me. Like it does. Like
music is entirely subjective.
Yeah, subjective. Like so, I'm like, at the end of the day, you can be as creative as you want. You can put anything on anything as long as you know how to like do it the right way and it sounds good. Like there's no limits to this shit. There's no limits to your creativity or anyone else's. You put those barriers there yourself. So fuck that shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, you know, creativity again. It also comes back to like just fucking attack it. You know, when it comes to just like you said, like, you know how like, you know, what do I need to do to just like get into this? It's like my when I was in a band like years ago, my vocalist always said like one thing where it's like you can talk about doing shit, just fucking do shit.
Yeah, just do it,
like,
man.
All these people talk about like, you know, oh, I want to start a band, or like, oh, I want to start a podcast, or I want to start a YouTube channel. It's like, what the fuck's stopping you? Just go do it.
All that time that you spent like talking about the idea, you could have already done it by now. And my thing is too, I just had this conversation with some friends of mine yesterday. We were like talking about like planning some shit out and how we're gonna release this music. And I was like, dog, at some point we're literally just gonna have to do it because we can talk about planning all day long. At some point, you just gotta like throw it out there and kind of like the same thing I did with the sax thing. Like, I didn't know what I was doing when I first started recording like covers and even like the act of recording to begin with, like how I was recording my saxophone to make it sound good. I figured that
and
shit
dude,
out.
your covers, I hate to cut you off, but dude, your
Nah, you're
covers are
good.
fucking sick.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. Like, but
Absolutely.
that's my whole point is I figured out how to perfect that over time through releasing them, seeing what the feedback was, and then like listening to other people's shit and then going back and being like, cool, I need it. Like, I know what my shit sounds like now. I kind of want it to sound like this now. So that's why, like, if you go back to my YouTube channel or my Instagram, I don't delete or archive anything like at all. I want people to be able to go back and hear the progression from video to video. Like, oh, this looks better now, and he got some new lighting and he got a new mic, and like, I want people to be able to see that shit. I want you to be able to see the progression.
It's important for people to fucking see that you don't just see the fucking like people go on YouTube and they just see like these guys like fucking Jake and Logan where it's like I live in a fucking mansion and I don't really fucking do anything. It's like those kids are kind of an anomaly. You don't see the other people like you said like you where it's like where you just start with one thing. It's like right now we're recording this on a cell phone and it's like the next natural progression is a mic with a PC. And it's like, we'll get to that point. Yeah. It's like, you don't just start, these guys on Twitch don't just start with fucking 50,000 followers and like a fucking sick $70,000 fucking custom GPU. Like, they don't just have that shit right off the jump. That's not how this works.
Yeah, man. I agree. It's all about the progression, which ties back to the original question of is there limits on this shit? And no, there is no limits unless you want there to be limits. Personally, I do not. Someone else might. Fuck that.
No, dude. I mean, creativity is super fucking important, and you need to use the right side of your brain just as much as you need to use the left side of your brain.
Hell yeah, agreed, man.
You can't be. Well, it's like the Shining. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Like that's a real thing. Like you need to work both sides of the brain. But all right, man, cool. Well, is there anything you want to promote before I get into my end of the show spiel here?
Any promotions? State Champs acoustic album is coming out. I think August, like mid-August. That'll be out. That's gonna be super dope. I
can't fucking wait for that. I love State Champs,
bro. It's super. I mean, it's an acoustic EP. State Champs. It's gonna be. It's gonna be
pretty as fuck.
Yeah, I'm on a song on that, which is gonna be really dope. I got a bunch of features. I can't talk about any of them because they're not even out or announced right now. But
no worries.
Believe me when I say I got a bunch of bands that everyone knows and fucks with, and I got a bunch of features coming out within the next couple of years. That shit will keep coming. I got my own music. I'm shooting a video for a single in a couple of weeks. I got a cool feature on that. Someone everyone knows. It's like, bro, just keep checking my shit. I'm gonna have cool shit happening every other fucking month. It's just how it is.
Yeah, and I mean, I follow you on, I think, every social media. So whenever you drop something, I'll make sure to also let it, the people that follow the show and me myself know because I share your shit on Facebook all the time, and there's a ton of my friends and family that fuck with it. So
that's crazy, man. And that's the thing too that I feel like gets lost too. Like when people hit me up and they're like, "Yo," people skip over like. To me, that shit is even more like getting the shares from like music blogs and like from the artists themselves. Like, trust me when I say that shit is so important and it's great and I appreciate it. But I'm telling you, like, I think people really overlook like the word of mouth, like someone just sharing on their Facebook, even if they don't even know the person, just like, I saw this video, and then people like, you'd be surprised how many people I meet who are like, yo, I don't know you, but like this person, I saw them share it on their Facebook, and that's how I found out about you. And like, those are the people who buy merch, who come to shows. So like, don't overlook that shit.
Yeah, absolutely. Support your local artists, guys. Seriously.
Hell yeah, man. And I appreciate you taking the time out to talk to me, man. I appreciate that shit.
No, dude, and I really appreciate you coming on the show, man. I mean, it's a weird little show. I mean, I like co-host another podcast, but it's with like my dad and 3 other people, and it's like,
oh, okay, gotcha.
This is my first kind of like solo venture where I'm just kind of like really just being like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this shit by myself, and I'm just gonna get a guest on every fucking episode. I'm gonna ask them a bunch of stupid questions. The episode can be 15 minutes long. It can be 3 hours long. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. That makes
give
sense.
people the opportunity to talk. I mean, I give people the opportunity to promote things they want to promote. If they want, I give everybody, their fair shake on this show. If you want to come on this show and promote something, great. Unless you're a homophobe or a racist, because both those people can go get fucked. But
Agreed, bro.
exactly. But if you're just going to come on here, have some fun, that's really all this show's about. It's just a little brevity because the current state of affairs in this country and the world is kind of fucked right now. So I think this show provides a little brevity. It's a little mind break from all the bullshit. It's just kind of like talking about fucking Pegasus and like
right.
But dude, thank you again for coming on. You can
Anytime,
follow me on Twitter at Tired Creature, creature spelled with a K instead of a C. You can follow the show on Twitter at High Nice Pod. That's pretty much it. I mean, you can listen to the show on anywhere you listen to podcasts. That's literally it. I don't think anybody's sponsoring the show, so I'll talk to you guys next time. Thanks again, brother.
Hey, man, appreciate it. See you.
Peace.